with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise.
And many get motivation from this poem by Maya Angelou. Because here she is raising a voice and showing her relentless act of not giving up. But if you read the whole poem completely, you'll get to know that there is something deeper. What she is feeling here is something called feminine rays. Feminine rays as an idea has been talked about a lot in recent times. It is represented in media and films as well. Women across the globe have related to it. So, what is feminine rays? Let's deep dive into it and try to find out its deeper meaning. The representation of female rays isn't new, but one of the reasons why it is getting trendy is because female characters are becoming increasingly complex. We are progressively stepping away from innocent women and underlying the different forms of female personality. Strong woman, average woman, toxic woman, queer woman, black woman, and so on and so forth. If we go with dictionary definition of rays, rays is defined as an intense emotion, a response to injury or injustice. We have had many forms of feminine rays in our society for centuries, but it's that we come to a complete understanding of it only in recent time. From a mythological perspective, female rays is represented in many forms like Kali, Medusa, and Athena. Rays is closely associated with anger, but it is not anger. Intrigued? Stay with me. According to psychologist Robert Plutchik, emotions can be placed on wheel-like colors. As we move out radially, the intensity of emotion keeps decreasing. Side by side, emotions are related to each other and directly opposite to each other. So, we can see here that rays is an intense version of anger. Rays is related to vigilance and loathing, and it's opposite to terror. So, rays is a lack of terror, while anger is a lack of fear. Rays is a more complex emotion than anger, and it is triggered by vigilance and loathing. But anger can be of anything and gets triggered by anticipation and disgust. Anger is individualistic in nature, while rays is more collective in nature. It gets triggered when we experience an extreme form of hatred and injustice. Both anger and rays are things that anyone can feel, and it is not specific to gender. But they are different, both in source and in essence when a woman feels it. Female rays is not the normal expression of rays. Female rays is the psychological, ancestral, naked, and embodied response to things gone wrong in the world. It is more of a suppressed feeling and repression, and that is why it is closely related to women. Repression and suppression are one of the core realities of women. Like, we hate patriarchy but not allowed to say it. There are limitations on women in society, and whenever anyone raises their voice against injustice, they are barred by saying or believing that, hey, this is what it is. Feminine rays cannot be felt alone. Its nature is universal. There are emotions that we can't hold alone, so we make goddesses, witches, and fairy tales. One of the goddesses that is so often characterized as a symbol of feminine rays in Hindu mythology is Kali, a goddess of time, death, and destruction. It is said that Kali is a race of Gauri to defeat the demon Raktbij. Real-life women recognize something in images of Kali, Athena, or Medusa, like we recognize our own name called in a noisy, chattering room. But the way society responds to feminine rays is quite different. We accept feminine rays in fiction, horror, and mythology, but don't connect it with real-life women. We do not create a space for it in reality. It feels quite disconnected from our reality. And that is why many women, when they experience rays, do not know how to deal with it. And it often leads to self-destruction. There are plenty of psychologists who talks about how feminine rays leads to self-destruction. Don't get shocked when I tell you that feminine rays is important in our society. Feminine rays is going to be unique in that question of every feeling that passes eventually. It's going to keep happening simply because the issue is systematic. It has to persist because it defines the future, and its suppression is harmful to everyone. The tradition says that all emotions are holy and can become the path to wisdom and love. But that doesn't help much. Answering a specific question with platitudes rarely does. When we feel the extreme form of any emotion, we want to act in response, and feminine rays is also one of them. When we feel feminine rays, we want to act in some way possible. Many respond to it by harming themselves. Some break classes and some hurt other people who, more often than not, are not responsible for the way we feel. So, what to do? The answer can be found when we understand what we are feeling and accept it. When we tell ourselves that, hey, this is what it is a normal feeling. Rays is good because when we organize our rays and think of it as an emotion that gets triggered by injustice that we not alone feel but all other people too felt it, we organize it. Don't forget that it is organized feminine rays that led to feminist movements. Poems like Still Arise inspired black women to fight for themselves. From mythology perspective, it is the combined organized rays of all goddesses which created Kali to kill demon. So it is not bad, it's not toxic. Be gentle towards it. Know the grounds. It's an emotion which you will keep on feeling and there is nothing wrong about it. It's a never-ending cycle going up and down, back and forth. Accept it, and to validate your feelings, there are oceans of creation on feminine rays. Many have felt it and expressed it in their art. You too can express it and create art on it or stand for social injustice. Thank you so much for your time. And as always,